All right, paper cut here, back with another replay review. This time we have Mahuneko. They are a new player to the game, just started this game recently. They're sitting at gold 1 right now. Um, they were on my coaching Discord, and they've been asking lots of questions. Been a really great addition, and they asked for this review, and they noticed that they are just generally losing fights, is how they feel. And they just want general advice on how to get better, especially when it comes to combat. So let's get started. Luckily, as England, you're one of the best at playing against Biz. Biz as a Civ, sorry, just 8. So, sorry. Uh, Biz as a Civ really thrives on having time to set up. They can get their berries going, get their mercenaries going, get to castle with the Golden Horn. They're very, very hard to stop. And you, as England, with your longbows and your quick attack with the Council Hall, are really well set up to stop them before those mercenaries get out of control. So for Biz, you really want to target where their berries are, which in this case, they're in the back of this person, which sucks. So you might have to come all the way over here. And their gold. So you want to cut those two things off, and but focusing on the food and not letting them just get all their farms set up for free. So let's see how you do. Okay. So you obviously watched an opening video. You know how to do your opening. Good. Good scouting so far. Went down the middle and now curling back. Timing here is everything, so you don't want your villagers to be standing without sheep to harvest. Okay, we're going on wood a little early, in my opinion. I think you could do 1 more on food, do 8 on food, and then start going to wood. Yep, see? Here's how you know. Well, one, you could cancel both these vills and immediately hit cast and immediately start going feudal. But really, if you had rallied 8 to food, you would be aging up right now, and that's key because you want to age up just when you hit 200 gold and have 400 food at the same time, which you would have if you deleted both villagers, but then you would be missing a villager. So you should have kept rallying to food, and then the second the age up starts, that's when you split off to food to wood. Not awful by any means. Trust me, not awful by any means. But here's the key. So big thing. So our plan to attack starts right when we start aging up. I see a lot of players at the gold level do this. When they're aging up, they don't move their villagers onto the eco they need. Here's what I think about it. You're aging up. It's great. At the council hall, you can start making longbows immediately. A thing that civilizations will do against you is that they will make horsemen. In fact, Biz has a landmark that allows them to make horsemen immediately. So in this case, you want to make sure you also have a barrack so you can get a few spears with those longbows. And you need a lot of wood. You need wood for the barracks, for another house because you're almost pop-cacked, and you need wood for longbows and spears. So what I would do right here is the second you start aging up, you should pull 3 vills off food because all you need is 4 on food to keep making villagers, and send them all to wood. You should also only age up with 4 vills. You could even age up with 3. So you could have 2 more vills on wood gathering wood. And you keep rallying to wood until you have like 18 on wood. Not 18, 18 is a little much, but like 12 at least. At the start here, 12 on wood, and then you start rallying to food. And then the 3 that age up go to gold, and that's all you gold you need. They will gather gold and use that gold they're gathering to get upgrades. And then you rally to food. And you rally to get to like 8 or 9 or 10, and then you go back to rallying to wood. And the idea being is that you keep rallying back and forth between wood and food, so that you can keep adding farms, you can keep making units. So right here, this is when you need more on wood. Because you're going to age up, you're going to find you can't do anything because you don't have enough wood. At this point, we need to see where he went. So he went Hippodrome. So if you don't know, for Byzantine, that's the one that looks like this. It's the Imperial Hippodrome. You can even click on it and see. So they're going to make horsemen immediately. So you definitely need barracks for spearmen. And this is what I mean about you are aging up. And right now, if you had split the villas as I told you to, you would already have a barracks built and could immediately start making spears. Instead, you have to wait to get more on wood, and you can't make longbows because you're going to use the wood you need to make things. So do more on wood at the start so you can get that production, get the things you need with the wood. You just pulled, so and you're like, you realize you need wood so bad, you pulled off of gold to do it. I would still leave 2 or 3 on gold. just keep rallying to wood. You'll get the wood you need. But that's why during the age up, we really wanted to be heavier on wood during the age up. And here's the point, like, when you're asking yourself the resources you need, what's your plan? Well, I want to attack, I need to make units. What do I see with scouting? Oh, he already has horsemen. Okay, well, I need barracks, and I need a lot of stuff as I age up with wood, so I'm going to go heavy on wood, knowing that once I start building those things, I can go back on food and get the food I need. Because right now, you should be adding farms. Like, you're almost out of sheep. You should already have your first mill and be adding farms. You can't, because you're only right now getting the wood you need. Also, I would not head out with longbows yet, just because he could be making horsemen right now. Make sure you keep rallying bills. There's a mantra I want you to tell yourself. And I constantly ask yourself, am I making bills? Yes. Make sure your TC is on a hotkey. I put mine on the side of my mouse for quick use. Am I making bills? Yes. Am I making units? No. So make sure you keep making units. Often this game is who can just make the most units. So put your production on a hotkey. I put mine on 3. So I can quickly, if I'm walking forward, or you could do it on 4, or any number, or any letter. So if I'm walking forward with longbows, I can click 3, right click, and use tab to go through them. So I can go 3, tab QQ, tab QQ, and I keep rallying. And then ask yourself, how is my resource splits? Do I need to move anything? In this case, you need more wood. I would actually pull 2 of those off food and go put them on wood, because that's how badly you need wood right now. But I'm afraid you're going to get jumped by horsemen here in a second. And there it is. So how did I know that? I knew this from the jump. I have not watched this, and that's because I just saw the hippodrome opening. He knows you're English. He knows you want to make longbows. He's going to make horsemen, and he can make them quick. So you really, really needed to get way more spearmen to survive this, and now you're going to be at a disadvantage. Because he's taking out your first units without losing any himself. And that really sucks. So now you need to rally to where you can protect your units. Protect your villagers. So 1, don't drop this outpost. If you want to put up a wall here, you can. What you should do is just rally all your units to here. What you need is another production building. So instead of doing the outpost, drop another barracks. Because your council hall acts as 2 archery ranges. What you need is 2 barracks. So you can make more spearmen and then start adding longbow again. And you need to keep making longbows too. But if your villagers are near TC, your TC will shred his horsemen. So as long as they're near the TC, they're fine. You don't need this outpost. This outpost could go next to the gold or next to this berries to protect it. But I'd also just rather you get a wall here. And that reduces his flank, or you could wall from here to here. But just rally your units here until the horsemen go away. And then as you continue to add farms, you can add outposts on the outside of the farms. But this doesn't really do anything. Because your villagers... It's a waste of wood. It's just honestly a waste of wood. Rally your villagers to your weakest point. Boom, you see what I mean? That's the only place you can raid. So when you're asking yourself where I should rally my units, rally to your weakest point if you're on the defensive, which is right here. And if your spears are right here, he would really struggle to do that. Right now your spears are forward. He's not back there. And you need more than 2 spears. Do not send the villagers back out until you've dealt with the horsemen here. You can't allow this raid to... Okay, see what I mean? Your weakest... So since you built that tower, your weakest point is this gold and this berries. So you should have been out there. Your spear should just be sitting on the gold right here. But good. You keep making units. Keep making villagers. Good. Don't worry about men-at-arms yet. Just get spears. Don't worry about men-at-arms. Don't waste your gold on the men-at-arms upgrade. Instead, I want you to get arrow attack, which is very, very important. To make your longbows do even more damage. And now you have enough spears. Your goal at this point should be, and I like how you dropped another barracks. It's good. Mass longbows. Eventually you can get so many longbows. Doesn't matter how many horsemen he has, but you have to keep massing longbows. Never stop making longbows. You really need wheelbarrow. But this is what I mean, where you should have been adding farms way earlier, but you don't have enough on wood. Now that you have the wood, you should add farms. So it's like, once again, am I making villagers? Yes. Am I making units? Yes. Look at my resources. What do I need? Oh, I have a lot of wood. I should drop farms. I should make some farms while I can, which provides me safe and consistent food. And you want to put all your farms around your TC, basically, with mills around them. But getting the arrow attack, great. Don't worry about arrow melee attack yet. I would get wheelbarrow and horticulture as England, since you're getting so much wood and you're getting so much, and your villagers are moving so much, double rod axe and wheelbarrow are the two most important economic upgrades, followed by horticulture for farms. But I like you're being aggressive. I like that you've made units. You realize I'm in a good spot. I'm going to go and push. Good, good. Okay, so here's what you do. Okay, siege engineering, great. I love that. 1, rally your units forward. You're now on the aggressive. You need to act like it. If you want, leave like 4 spears here. But besides that, you need to be rallying forward. So you keep adding to your unit numbers. 2, if he's towered in one spot, rotate around the outside and see what else you can find. Because if you walked all the way around, you could easily attack his wood line here. And his TC can't hit it. Or if you could rotate on the outside, you would eventually run into berries. Oh, he's on his berries right here. I should not let him be on the berries right there. You could have taken care of that. If you're worried about the horsemen, once again, you have plenty of spears now. Where are his horsemen? Oh, they're hiding under TC. Okay. Yeah, he's made more units, but what you can do is shift and right-click units to different resources on the map. You've scouted these berries. Byzantine loves to be on berries, so it's worth it to walk to just rally a unit over and see if they're on these resources because you want to push them off food. Okay, now, so you saw, this is really key, you saw he has switched back into archers and hardened Lemon's Day. You saw that when he walked out and then walked away. So now it actually is very appropriate to switch into men-at-arms. Sorry about that. It's very appropriate for you to switch into men-at-arms now because you saw that he was going archers and spears and your men-at-arms would do great against them. Issue being is your food's going to become a real problem soon. 1, I don't know why you have 10 on gold. 10 on gold is so much, and while it feels good right now because you're getting your upgrades, once the upgrades are done, you're going to realize you have way too much gold. I would rather you have 5 on gold if you're really pushing for upgrades, and the other 5 should be on wood, because to make men-at-arms consistently, you just need way more farms, and you need to be adding farms right now. And I ask, at this point, since you have your ecos better, drop another archery range. Like, really increase the amount of units you can make. Adding production is always good. Because the more units you can make, the better. See you target firing, that's good. Here's what you should do. So you notice your spears got torn up by his archers. And his goal is to sit here and just shoot at all your spearmen so his horsemen can attack your longbows. What you should do in these fights where you're waiting for his horsemen to attack, have your spearmen on a hotkey and have them stand farther back. And your longbows are just shooting. As much as possible, you should be trying to, you can hold shift and then right click his archers to try to kill his archers first. And then when his horsemen come up, you click the hotkey, A, move your spearmen, and then move your archers back. And so the spearmen actually attack the horsemen. But you don't want your spearmen sitting in no man's land here because they just get slowly worked down. But still, that fight went really well for you. He doesn't have a lot of archers left. You have more coming in. Get these longbows together and push. And then start poking at his villagers around here. He's about to cut through this wood line. Like, this is your moment right here because you killed his horsemen. And he's adding farm, so he's low on resources. Well, actually, he has a shit ton of food, but he's not spending it. He should have way more units. It's his fault that he doesn't. But during this whole time, though, you kept rallying to gold. And after this fight's over, I need you to check your resources and go, what am I missing? And move to the things you need. Add farms. I need to drop more production. And you need to keep making units, which is why the hotkeys is so important, because you could keep clicking your hotkey and rallying units forward. You should have way more units right now. So watch your camera perspective. Good, now running farms. But as much as possible, you want to do these gradually. Now you're doing them desperately. And you're now slow to your attack because you're so behind on food. Okay, what I would have done differently is I would have walled as much as wall as possible, especially when you've been aggressive and you've pushed them back. Wall to secure. So in this case, wall from here to here. This secures this gold and this relic, which is really nice. More farms, great. Keep rallying to wood. Why'd we leave? Okay, so here's what I mean about gold. You notice at this point, you have 700 gold. You can't use this. You literally can't use this. Well, you could if you were spending on men-at-arms, but you don't need much on gold for men-at-arms. You got all your upgrades. It's just way too much gold. It's just way too much gold. You put that many on gold once you hit castle. Okay, now he had castle. Now, if you were still standing there, he went 2 TC and he aged up. He has 6 military units. Never mind, he has 33 military. Where's his military? Oh, here it comes. But the point being is, from his... But this is also really about tempo. Since he caught you with your units and pushed you back with horsemen, he was allowed to then set up his farms, gather food everywhere, and he got way more resources than you because you lost that tempo from your first attack. That first attack by English is so important. And now he's significantly ahead. He's dropped a second TC so he can get more villagers. And he's way ahead of you on resources and units right now. Now you're adding production, but it's a little late. You actually need a rush castle at this point. You really need to get your white tower up back here to protect your farms. That's what you really, really need. Okay. Okay, don't put it forward. Here's why. I know you feel like, okay, I need to put this forward because I got to make sure he can't walk in. Okay, what if he attacks here? Your food's gone. Your food's dead. Use your white tower to protect the most important thing, which is your farms. Your farms living means that you have food, which means you're okay. If you put your white tower here, it means you secure all these farms. You can put farms over here, and you protect this gold. 4,000 more gold. If you wall here, you get this next gold. So put your white tower with your farms. It's very, very good. It protects those important resources and makes you survive a lot longer. This, it protects this front part for now, but he could just walk around it. Like, if he wants to kill your food eco, you put your white tower here. He has to go through the white tower. I love the instant Mangonel, but the problem is he's just way outnumbering you at 58. And honestly, he could be going imp right now. He could have quadruple the amount of units. What you ran into is just... yeah. I mean, to be direct, this game is basically over. If you want to come back in this game, you need to you need a Mind Stone for a second TC. Drop more farms. Rush imp. Use the imp landmark, I forget its name, the Berkshire, there it is, and secure a whole spot for more food and resources, and then just survive until you catch up. But at this point, he's so far ahead, it'd be very, very hard for you. He has 9,000 resources banked. He has all his farms set up. And once again, that just comes from the back of that first attack. You saw the horseman landmark, and instead of checking for horsemen with scouting and getting more spearmen, you walked out. When you didn't have enough units, you lost your tempo. And then you struggled on your resource splits to then catch back. Because if you were heavier on wood, you could have just made more units and got back into it. And even when you had caught him up here, you pressured him. You then didn't continue adding units to push in more. You just walked away and let him get a second TC up, and he's good to go. So the biggest thing for me, man, is use your scouting. Split your villagers earlier to get the resources you need faster, and make the comp that will actually survive, because that first push is so important for you. Hope that was helpful, and good luck on your games.